Hey Stampers, today I'm going to show you how to make these fun paper flowers out of your 1 1/4 scallop circle punch by Stampin' Up. And you can find that punch in your holiday mini. So it is absolutely fabulous, very easy to do. It can be very impressive as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this card. What do you need to make this card? Well, if you'd like to make it as is, you're going to need your embossing folder, this square lattice embossing folder. I used my Adorning Edgelets, that's right, accents, to make these edges, or to make these fun little frames. And then of course your 1 1/4 circle scallop punch. And then I've got my Field Flowers stamp set. That is the stamp set that I pulled my stem from. So that's where I got my stem. It is a fabulous stamp set, by the way. If you haven't used it, it's great. It's very, very easy. And then this little bitty flower is also a scallop, kind of. It's from your itty bitty punches. It's the flower punch. And it's layered, looks like 3 times there. So you can layer it 2 or 3 times depending on your liking. So let's go ahead and make this card. It's really easy. You'll see here that you just need Whisper White, Old Olive, and So Saffron. Now today I'm going to shake it up a little bit because I know how awesome that card looks. Why not use a different color? So I picked Marina Mist. So you're going to need 4 Marina Mist scallops. And then in order to make the little itty bitty ones, I went ahead and I punched 4 little itty bitty flower punches as well. So those are the 2 punches that I use right there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you, we're going to basically start from the base of the card up. And in order to make your square lattice, you're going to need one of these great things that Stampin' Up sells. These are your embossing folders. These things are fantastic. So no longer do you have to buy texture paper. You can buy one of these and you've got lots and lots and lots of texture paper that you can make. Lots of techniques as well that you can do with it. So you're going to go ahead and layer it in there. Now for those of you that haven't used your Big Shot or don't have a Big Shot yet, this is a multi-purpose platform. This is just going to give you the right the right pressure to run it through to get that texture. Now what you got to remember is you always have to make a sandwich. So we've got our multi-purpose platform. We're going to layer 1 piece of plastic. We've put our Whisper White sheet of paper in there. And of course I will have all of the sizes and dimensions on my website for you after our tutorial today. To top it off, you're going to add your last plastic piece. We're going to run that through the Big Shot. And let's see here, we're going to go ahead and run that through. And then once we get that through, did you see how easy that was? Yeah, that was really easy to run that through. You're going to go ahead and open it up and you get this fabulous texture, right? Super cool. Love that thing. More than you know. All right. Then not more than my husband, but I do love it. All right, so the next layer is just a little piece of So Saffron, and I believe this piece is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4, and this is Tombow glue. I love Tombow glue. It's acid free. I feel like I can move fast with it. The tape runner is also great. It's just whatever your personal preference is. So where do I put this? Well, you know, there's no right or wrong way to put this down. I just kind of stuck it where I liked it. You know, right about there, but it doesn't matter. It's all personal preference. Then what you want to do is you want to get your Adorning Accents. Now these Adorning Accents are awesome. They're in the big catalog as well, but they're also in your holiday mini. They come sold in a little envelope like this. You pop your envelope open and then you pull this out, and inside there's some tape, and you have your, now this is actually for the Framelit Holiday Collection. But you'll see that there's tape in there, and that's actually what's holding them on there. Well, you know, it's not real user-friendly, to be quite honest with you. So what I've done is Stampin' Up sells these fabulous CD cases. They're the same cases that your Stampin' Up stamp sets come in for storage. And so they're fantastic. What I did is I visited my local craft store, and I went ahead and pulled the insert from my folder out, the little plastic insert that you got right here. I went ahead and pulled that out, stuck it in my CD case, and then I added some magnet from my local craft store. And then all of my little metal framelets fit perfectly, and they stay so nice. And if you have a label machine, you can add what they are so you can see them on the shelf as well. So that is just a fun way to store them. So if you're looking at your framelets, you're going to count from the outside in, and we're going to use framelit number 3, starting from the outside, and framelit number 4 today. All right? So how do you use the framelits? Well, those are just as easy as those embossing folders. You're going to start with tab 1. You can see your tabs on your multi-purpose platform, and you can also see some of the items that you'll use on that tab featured right on the front. Again, we're going to make a sandwich. We're going to start with the multi-purpose platform. We did 1 piece of plastic. We're going to add our old olive cardstock, the largest Adorning Accent. We're going to finish it off with your last piece of plastic. We're going to go ahead and just run that through the Big Shot. Now my Big Shot has had lots of love, and so my plates are getting a little warped, but that's okay, they're still working. So I am okay with it. All right, now look at that. Just pops right out. Pops just right out. Love it. It's so awesome. All right, and so that's how I got my edgelets. Okay, my Adorning Accent. So now you're going to do the same thing with the Whisper White piece as well. The exact same thing. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and glue our old olive Adorning Accent down right here on our card. We're just going to go ahead and glue it right in the center. Perfect. There we have it. All right, now before we move on, the best thing to do is stamp your field flower stem. That is the best thing to do. And I'm going to stamp it in old olive. So we're going to go ahead and ink that up real good. And kind of come stamp it where you're kind of off of your paper, straight down, straight up. And then you're going to see here that you have your little stem. Looks fabulous. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull in our piercing mat. Now these things are awesome. Stampin' Up! Has another piercing mat, but it's a little bit smaller. This one's a bigger and it's just more room to work, so it's great. It's in the Holiday Mini if you haven't seen it yet. What I'm going to do is there are 2 stems here. I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole right here at the top so I can add my flower when it's time. So now I am ready to go and ready to make my flowers. What am I going to need? You need a piece of paper towel and a little spritzer bottle of water. Now you can also use your shimmer spray as well. So I've just kind of folded my paper towel. Now I recently did a class on this, and I noticed that the ladies, when they were spritzing their neighbors. And well, if you don't know the girl next to you, you might not feel comfortable being like, hey, you're spritzing me. You know, so just be careful of the people that are around you, all right? So here you go. So I just went and bought this little bottle, added water. We're going to go ahead and spritz it. No big deal. It doesn't matter. Don't put too much thought into it. I surely don't. Flip them over. There you have it. We're going to spritz them one more time. So what is it that we're doing? Well, we're actually breaking down the paper fibers is what we're doing. I'm just going to scrunch them all up just like this. Scrunch them, break down those paper fibers. I wouldn't worry too much about the little ones. They're pretty easy to work with, so I wouldn't worry too much about the little dinky ones. So we're going to move them off of our paper towel onto our piercing mat. We're going to get our piercing tool. What we're going to do is we're going to open them back up and layer them. You've got scallop number 1 layered on top. There's scallop number 2. And just kind of keep layering it up. There's 3. And then we're going to add our 4th one. There's our 4th one. Going to punch a hole on top of our piercing mat with our piercing tool. Flip it over and then pierce it again from the back side. Perfect. Now our brad will go through there. Now take 2 of your little mini flowers from the itty bitty punches. Punch a hole through those after you layer those up. Set those aside, and while you're at it, you should go ahead and take the other 2 and punch a hole through those as well. Layer those up. Go ahead, punch your hole, get it all over with. Then take your mini brads. If you haven't used the Stampin' Up! Mini brads, they are absolutely adorable. Love them, love them, love them. And they seem like they have really long, I don't know if what you want to call that, studs on them, so they're really easy to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it through the first set of itty bitty flowers. Then I'm going to pick up all of my scallops and stick it through there as well. You're going to fold your little tabs back, and now you just have a flower. Yeah, it's not very pretty yet though, is it? So what we're going to do is we're going to ruffle it all towards the center. So it doesn't matter, don't give it any thought, just scrunch it all up, take all of your frustration out on it. And then what we're going to do, I should show it to you first. See that little thing? That's pretty much it, you know, just like a little ball. It's breaking down the paper fibers is what that's doing. Then you're going to open it back up and start pressing it firm. And that is going to cause, it to kind of shape into a flower. And then once it dries, it'll stay like that. And you can shimmer spray it with some shimmer mist, make it real pretty and sparkly. We're going to go ahead and put our brad through the other itty bitty flower. We've already punched our hole on our adorning accent, so we're going to split the brads. There you go, you've got it. We're going to add a little bit of Tombow glue to the back of our blue flower. I'm just going to stick it right here on top of my frame. So there you've got it. All right, so we're almost done. We're almost done. So now what I've done is I have just picked up my Midnight Muse stamp pad, and you can use any sentiment that you would like. I have chosen to use thank you for your kindness, because I'm always sending thank you notes. Now, the thing is the last time I stamped this, I stamped it on my flowers that were finished crooked. So I always recommend stamping it right on your paper first. That way, you can be hopefully guaranteed or more sure that it's going to be straight. Oh, love it. Okay, let me show you. How pretty is that? Yeah, and it's straight. That's even better. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of Tombow glue to the back of that. And then we're going to go ahead and let me just move my little mini brads. We're going to layer that right there in the center of our card. And there you go. There you have it. That is taking your 1 1/4 circle punch and making these fun, crafty flowers. So I hope that you give it a try. It's a great technique to learn. You can do it with almost any of the punches. So I hope you give it a try. Hope you enjoy it and have a great day.